like to tell you something different, but it's back on the motor again. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting kind of our top end all figured out here. We got some knock sensors to put in, and then we're gonna go ahead and start kind of laying out our Holley Terminator wiring, and seeing with the old motor over there. We're gonna go through and mark our leads, where they're coming from in the old harness, and just kind of get an idea, and we'll pull that harness off and start laying that out in the car, just to get an idea where we're gonna have to integrate our Holley harness with our factory harness. And that way, once that's all done, then I can go ahead and get that motor out of here. So we'll go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting the intake on permanently, possibly. It's an O-ringed intake, so I should be able to pull it off if I need to, but I don't think I need to. Our throttle body, I'm definitely gonna have to keep taking off. I ordered a kit or a bracket to do our throttle cable, our Turbo 350 kickdown cable. Hopefully that clears the fuel rails. Guess we'll see. So, but first we'll go ahead and put our intake manifold on. Possibly, actually, no, knock sensors, sorry, under the intake manifold. So, and then we'll put our intake manifold on after our knock sensors, and just kind of start laying out our Holley wiring a little bit, and possibly go inside the car and see where the ECU is going to live. So let me get some stuff going, and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick our knock sensors in. See if we can get a focus on here. Focus. That's our, come on, there we go. It's our part number. It's their CarQuest brand, so nothing too crazy. So we're gonna open these things up, and we're going to put these in, and they get torqued down to 15 to 20 foot-pounds. So make sure we're gonna blow out the holes first and make sure there's nothing in them, and then we can go ahead and torque these things down and get these things plugged in. Okay, so now we're going to take our intake manifold and put our O-rings in. Obviously using some of our favorite lubricant on these O-rings, and get these things installed. vacuum tube here. That goes to the back of the engine. Obviously there's a Holley logo on the other side, so get this all set in there. Okay, I already did the first torque to 7 foot-pounds. Now I'm switching my inch pounds, and I converted the 15 foot-pounds to inch pounds, which is 180 inch pounds. So I'm going to go through and retorque these. Okay, so now we got our intake manifold on. I went ahead and threw our throttle body on, and that way we can start plugging some stuff in with our Terminator wiring harness. I kind of want to get that laid out and figure out where my leads need to be. They're all marked before I start taking off the wiring harness off the old engine. So let's dig into it. Like I said, it's the first time I've had the harness out of the box, and first time I've ever dealt with Holley Terminator, so it's probably going to be a learning curve. So we'll get through this and go ahead. Okay, so I got it out of the box. I'm already telling, obviously you know that I'm gonna like this. Everything's all nice and labeled, TPS, you know, your math, you know, everything's labeled. So I'm gonna go ahead and start plugging some of this in and kind of getting an idea of my routing, and yeah, get it going. So I quickly realized that I should have put the wiring harness in before the intake. So back off it went, and I went ahead. I'm going to keep my water temp up front here just because of the lack of space back here with my AC box. I kind of disconnected this part of the loom, and this used to run that direction, so I just flip-flopped it back this direction. And then this is all my, this would be my fuel, my TPS, my idle control, and my math. So that's all going to go underneath the intake and back to the back of the motor. And then this is my odd side injectors. So that'll go over the intake right there, go back through, and then back to the back. Same thing with this. This is my map. So what I'm going to end up doing is sending my map. I don't know if I'm going to send it through the intake and back, or if I'm just going to bring it back like that. I think I might just bring it back like that, a little less to send through the intake. So, and then I've got my master, or my main for my injector, my oil, and this is my cam position, and then this is my knock sensors. So that'll all stay back there. This is This is for my O2 sensor. That'll stay in the back. I think the best option for me is I'm just going to take this harness, kind of like the old one was, just over the back of the firewall here. And then I'm going to probably poke it through close to the original harness, and then it'll be up underneath the driver's side of the dash. So I'm going to go ahead and fish my intake manifold back on here and go ahead and start getting this back in place again. Obviously I got to retorque it down, but that's all the name of the game. So get this going again.
Perfect, perfect, perfect,
Okay, and just like that, we got her all wired up. Got our coolant temp sensor. We got all our injector harness in there. We ran our coil sensor, or coil wiring through here. I'm going to get some isolators here to use this mount to mount the wiring harness. It's for our coils. Got our TPS sensor. Again, I'm going to use a isolator here to isolate that over to the TPS. Got all the injectors on this side. Got our even side coils. I know this back here kind of looks a wreck. This is a optional fuel pressure regulator or fuel pressure sensor that we're going to end up putting in. Got our idle air valve and our what is this? Oh, that's our math. We do have this is a map sensor. We're going to run the factory map sensor in it, and yeah, so Got our knock sensors all hooked up. I think we're gonna run it down over the top of the underneath the master cylinder here, over the top of, just to kind of hide it a little bit better, possibly. There's this nice hook here that we can use to send it over the top, which we might do, but I'm just trying to clean it up a little bit. So that's where we're at. And with that, I think I'm running out of time here, so we'll find a place for this. It's our Terminator X ECU, and I went with the one that comes with the little 3-inch LCD screen. That way I can tune on the fly and use the wizard. So I shouldn't have to tune it, should be self-tuning, and hopefully, cross my fingers. But we'll still have the option of tuning and everything, so, but with that, stay tuned for more content, come back for more, and we're gonna keep going on this wiring. I know I need to check the exhaust manifolds to see how they're gonna run, so I think next episode we'll start out with the exhaust manifolds and then move back into finishing up our Terminator. So like I said, for now we're gonna do our 3-inch LCD. For right now, I'd like to do a Holley dash, but we should be able to get by with this for right now. So with that, come back. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Trying to move it along as fast as possible, but it's the nature of the beast. So we're gonna finish this up. So like, subscribe, leave me some comments, you know, anything. Hey, you're an idiot. Hey, you did this wrong. Hey, you did that wrong. Anything. So any communication is great. So I appreciate it. We'll see you down the road.